Yo, what up? It's your man, Mr. Dean, aka Cross. You're listening to the Man Up Club Presents on Holy Culture Radio, Channel 140. Hey, listen, you know what the Man Up Club is. It's a mentor leadership organization for young black males between the ages of 13 and 24. We specialize in mentor young men in life skills, social skills, academic discipline, and civic responsibility. We also have three main goals within the Man Up Club, which is to get young men to graduate from high school, keep them out of the prison pipeline, and to get them to go on to college or have a trade after high school. I got two young men with me who are 20, 23,
Yep.
24,
25. Sir.
25.
Yes, sir.
Okay, both of them are part of the Man Up Club. And so today what we're going to talk about is blended families and how is that healthy or is that not healthy and what have you. Definitely within the urban context, there's a lot of blended families.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Indeed.
Unfortunately, now 80% of young black males in America in the inner city and in the hood don't have fathers in their home. Were you aware of that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a staggering figure. And it carries some serious implications with it. But go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Carii, or you can just call me Carii. But I'm 23. My brother is across from me right now. We have different dads, but we both got the same mom. We're from Florida, but we moved here five
Yeah, 5 years ago.
5 years ago. It's been smooth. About what you said, having mixed families, it's good, but then like sometimes it's like bad. Only on my end because you kind of think like, oh, this one is her favorite, this one is her favorite. I'm the least favorite, but it's kind of like separated love. If I'm being honest, it's really like what it is.
Already, man.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna pull you back a little bit because we're gonna get into all of that. Go ahead and introduce yourself, T'Ziah.
Hey, what's up, man? My name is T'Ziah Williams. 25 years old. Me and my brother have same mom but different dads. I have never met mine, nor would I wish to. The reason is because of that, because I don't wish to search for someone who I should not have been searching for.
Okay. So you haven't met your dad, and you don't want to meet your dad.
No.
You've met your dad.
Yeah, I met my dad.
He's been
You and your
25
dad
years.
got a good relationship.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I wish it could be better. It wasn't always the best, but I got to see him and hang out with him.
I did. I met his dad too as well. But I was at first I was jealous because he got to meet his, but then I started thinking about it a lot. I was like when I first met his, we were like 11 and 12. I was 12, he was 11, and met him for the first time, and then it was all cool and nice. And met him like he lived out of Florida, but it was all cool and nice. He was very nice and very kind. He spoke to my brother very well, and they had a good compatible relationship. But I, however, obviously felt out of place because I didn't know mine. But since going forward, kind of understood that it's good for my brother to have a connection, at least with his, since I don't want one of mine.
Were you ever envious of your brother?
When he met his father?
Yeah.
At the time, yeah.
Why? Why?
Because his father actually wanted to meet him.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though that was at that age where he first met him, well, not the first time, but I don't know how long they haven't met or talked since we were kids, but they started hanging out a lot more. But besides that, it was all cool. I was envious because my father never attempted to even want to meet me, set up a date or time or anything. But besides that, I've been chilling. Really, it took me a while to deal with it, but it was cool.
Did you ever feel a sense of worthlessness?
No, not worthlessness.
Okay.
No, but it took me a while to realize that when my brother met his after they got done going on vacation and everything, I was sort of, when I got the hang of technology, I started looking for him. I asked my mom what his name was. I got the name. I started searching him up, found his name on there. But I contacted him, obviously, spoke to him once, when I was a kid, and only thing I ever asked for him was a Spider-Man whip bag that could go.
I remember you saying that
Yeah,
before.
I remember that. And then I spoke to him again as a teenager when me and my mom got into it. This was a time when you was at school and he didn't know. I didn't tell my brother about it because I didn't feel comfortable telling him.
Oh man.
Yeah, so this is the first time.
Because I was a hothead. I was a hothead when I was younger. I was a hothead.
You was a hothead. So so your daddy always, Carii, your daddy always been in your life, or did you meet him at a particular time in your life?
I met my dad. I first met my dad when I was 5. After it was 5, it was 7 and 8. After 7 and 8, it was 11 and 12, 15. When I first turned 18.
These numbers, I'm confused. What are these numbers you throwing out?
Those are the times I met my dad and hung out with him.
So he was in and out of your life.
He was in and out, but for the majority of the times that he was there, I kind of like I took it and I just held on to it because I know like everybody else ain't, they might not have what I have. They might not, do the same thing that I can do with my father. They probably can't even see theirs. Mm-hmm. They probably can only just talk on the phone with him. But with me,
well, you had a brother right there in your house who couldn't see his.
Don't get me wrong, I felt bad. I really did feel bad. But it was sometimes, I ain't even gonna lie, it was one time when I went to go see my dad and I was like, yo, Dad, not coming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he did.
But it was,
I was like, bro,
I didn't do it on purpose.
Speaking of which, here's the thing. I never met my dad, and me and my brothers, we have different fathers too. But my brother, he used to rub that in,
man.
Bruh, and let me tell you, I used to hate that, like for real. And we was kids, but you just don't. They just didn't understand how deep that went.
I can't say
you feel me.
I low-key did. I did understand what it felt like though, because it would be times where I couldn't really call him, or it would be times where I'll wait, and then he wouldn't show up, and I'll just be like, but then I'll still accept him. I'm saying it's my dad.
How'd you feel when he didn't show up though?
I had to get him. I had to talk to him a little bit.
Felt bad.
Distract him with either video games or sometimes we'll play laser tag.
Yep.
Or head to the store real quick. Go to the can lady, get some ices, and just walk around the town.
I would have to.
Did you just say the candy lady?
Yeah.
Candy lady, frozen
cups. Y'all know about the candy lady.
What you mean? 50-cent cups.
Y'all know about the candy lady.
Cups. You got
First of all,
you got the pickles. You got the hot sausages.
The devil is the hot sausages.
Yeah.
Bro. You kind of got to be poor a little bit to know about a candy lady.
Yeah, bro. Man. The coins be everywhere.
We always found quarters. We always had change. It don't matter what we had. My mom, she bought us like a big penny jar. We didn't even put pennies in there. We just had straight quarters.
Yeah, for real. And only time we ever used downs when we went to that little a Mexican dude store down the street and got the Machinites for 10 cents. And that was it. We had a lot of them. Do you remember when we lost Mom's soda when we was walking to the candy lady? She was like, bro, we don't come back with her $1. It's all behind. It was like, bro, we went down the whole street, every street.
And the soda was right there.
In the middle of the ground. We started running towards it.
Man, I always tell the story, and I'm going to stick to it till the day I die. I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to even hold you, man. Like straight up. I've been blessed tremendously above and beyond measure, man. Like today, like right now, if I'm keeping it a buck, I own 3 companies. You feel me? And they're all doing well. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Your father would be proud. Your father would be proud. Yes.
But when I was a kid, bro, I was poor as hell. Mm. And that's why I'm tripping off y'all with this candy lady, because we didn't have stores like that where I grew up. We had one store, and that store was called The Store. Believe it or not.
Man.
Wait, The Store?
It was called THE.
Oh, word for word.
Oh, that's STORE. It was called The Store. You feel me? But in the kids in my community in the hood, we couldn't go to the store because number one, we couldn't afford it. Number two, we didn't have transportation. So the lady in our neighborhood, she would go and get all the candy from the store and buy it and put it in her house, and then that's how we would buy candy. But the point I'm bringing up in regards to the success that I've been blessed with now, man, when I was young, man, like I made 50 cents a day working, $3.50 a week, and I would basically take that little $3.50 a week, and I would go to the candy lady and just buy
Bro,
all
I
crazy
promise.
penny candy.
It's like back then when you had like $5, you was balling.
Yeah.
You was balling
Yeah.
with the candy lady, man.
Yeah.
Balling.
So
For
where
real,
where
man.
were you guys? What city and state were
Tampa.
you guys?
We was in Tampa, Tampa downtown.
Okay.
On
I'm be right back.
Okay.
Outside.
on
No, you gotta stay on. You on live, bro. Keep going.
we was on Genesis Street. It
Okay.
was to me it was a hood, but it was cool. When then it was stuff happening around us, but you know what I'm saying, where we was in like a good community. Like we was able to like go outside, have no problems. We was able to like ride bikes everywhere. If we didn't have no bikes, it was a boys and girls club, like 15-minute walk down.
Yeah.
Where we lived at, our school was down the street, literally. The store was right up the street.
That was the best part.
That was the best part. Cause my mom, when we was growing up, she didn't want us like walking everywhere, especially if we didn't know it. So we always took the bus with her, and we always went with her like everywhere. It don't matter where we went, we always went with her. We always took
Yeah.
the bus.
Was your mom overprotective?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
My
Because
mom-
I want to get into that.
Yes,
She does
sir.
not
when you
play
don't
about her
have when you
children.
don't have a father in the home,
There was
Mother-
a bunch of times where
mothers can be overprotective when you don't have a father in the home, and I definitely want to tap into that. Yes, sir. You know what it is. It's your boy, Mr. Dean, a.k.a. Cross. You listen to the Man Up Club Presents on Holy Culture Radio. What is the Man Up Club Presents? The Man Up Club Presents is when we give a voice to young black males across America. And I got two young men who are sitting with me who are brothers, but with different daddies. So, you know, blended family or what have you. Sometimes it works for some people. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes you can have a healthy experience, and then sometimes it can be purely chaotic and cause envy and what have you. But I'm sitting here talking to my man, T'Ziah, and my man Carii. Both of these guys are Man Up members. And I told you I would bring some of the young men in our program on the show and just let you hear from them. And I might even take the opportunity to mentor them live on the air with whatever they're dealing with their situation and circumstances. So, fellas, you said that, you know, your mom was overprotective. And so, T'Ziah, you didn't meet your dad, but you had a longing to meet him. But now you say you don't even want to meet him, which is a hell of a statement. And then, Carii, you said you met your dad and kind of but he was in and out,
Yep.
or what have you. So, like, what was the difference as opposed to with you guys as far as you not having your? So you said you was never envious of your brother,
Yeah.
or whatever. And how did you feel about? You felt a little bit different though.
I rubbed it in a little bit.
Yeah.
I only rubbed it in one good time.
Yeah.
Cause I was just happy at that moment. I was
Yeah,
just
he
like,
was happy.
What was it like to have your dad in your life, man? As a kid, he's coming in and out. How, like if you keep it a buck with us, like what was that like for you as a little kid internally,
as a little kid,
or even how throughout the years?
I've gotten smarter with it.
How so?
Smarter with it. I know when I was a kid, I didn't know that I was just going over there, you know what I'm saying, just so we can just hang around. As a kid, I didn't even talk to him. As a kid, I'd just go over there and just hang around, not say nothing to him, play the game or whatever. When I grew up, I was able to like have a conversation with my dad and you know what I'm saying, like ask him what he do, like why did you do it? And I've gotten an understanding for it. It'll be times when my dad like spend money on me sometimes, I wouldn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't care if he threw money, I didn't care if he like did this and that. As long as I get to spend time with the person that, helped birth me, I'm good.
Well, you said a mouthful right there, bro, because the majority of fathers think that it's the money that they spend on the kid is where the value and the impact is.
To me, I feel like that pushes them away. Like
Mm.
you just throwing money at your child. You're not like sitting them down and really talking with them. Like if you're gonna do that, do it in like a different way. Like do it in a different way that pertains to that'll make them better. Like don't just buy him stuff that he don't need. Put it towards something that he's gonna need in the future.
Mm.
A lot. One thing I can say one thing my dad did for me that was helpful. He bought me some cleats, football stuff because I really needed football stuff. I was playing football to really help. When my dad never came,
Mm-hmm.
that's what my brother said earlier. He used the distractions, but there were also good distractions.
Mm-hmm.
because I'll be mad and I'll just be mad. But if I do something to like evade and go around the situation instead of just facing it, because I know if I face it, it's not going well. So I'd rather just do something to block it.
Interesting.
So I kind of had me and him would like tap box a little bit, and then just kind of like wrestle around and hope to get him out of it because I had a more sturdy body than he did. But so he used me as a punching bag, and then we'll wrestle around, and then I'll keep dodging and missing, and then he'll just get all out, and then he'll be angry and fight. And he hit me like a few good times. I kind of uppercuts a little bit, but it was cool. But I just need to help him understand that you don't need to chase after someone who won't chase after you.
All right, so let me ask you some direct questions then. Do you love your dad?
I don't know. I can't love somebody who I don't know. I've only heard his voice, never seen his face. Besides besides a picture, that's about it. But I don't know. I can't love somebody who I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, but if I don't know him, can't do nothing. But only thing I can do is just keep pushing. Or pray for him, hopefully that he, tell God that can you please just let him know that I'm here. You come see me whenever. But besides that, I'm not finna chase.
So you want him to come see you?
Yeah. But I'm just not finna keep pressing that button. I'm not finna keep ringing up, texting. Not doing that.
Why you want him to come see you?
I need to know who you are. Because that's obviously a piece of me that's missing.
Mm-hmm.
And I need that piece to be put to me so I can know who you are and know who my father is. I need to know who you are so I can better myself and stop having this question of if in my head of like, is he gonna come see me? And there are times where I've had to like ignore that and turn it off, but obviously it's gonna keep coming right back up.
Mm-hmm.
And even I would just be scrolling social media. There'll be pictures of when their fathers will come back from the military, or when their biological fathers who they've never met their sons meet them.
Mm-hmm.
And I would kind of skip them, or I would look at them, just say, that's good. I hope mine can do it that way too. And I would just keep pushing either way.
So you got a hole.
Yeah, I got a hole
that you need to fill.
Mm-hmm.
And only he can fill it.
Him and God, him or God. But mostly I would ask God to do it, but I'm just depending on him right now. Mm-hmm. So he can do this because I'm not finna go after.
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, you not having your dad in your life and not knowing him, has it made you, do you think it's made you a better person or a worse person?
It's made me a person that is known, has manned up enough to move on.
I can agree with that. Because one thing about T'Ziah, he's grown and he's be able to become a man, and he's be able to, like, he's a provider. Like, there has been times where he has probably been a father figure when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
When my father wasn't there, I'll be able to talk to my brother, or we'll do stuff. Like, even now, I haven't seen my father since I was 19.
And how old are you?
23.
Okay, so that's 4 years.
So it's been a minute. They're
4 minutes.
Man, 4. But there do be times where I'm still struggling with, not having a dad all the time around, and sometimes I'll just hang on with my brother, because as an older brother it's tough, but at the same time,
you have more eyes.
You got more. It's like more eyes. So if I don't want to talk to my mom about it, and I don't want to talk to my friends about it.
Okay,
it's my therapist right there.
All right, so here's another question then.
All right.
Is it better not to know your father, or better to have your father in and out of your life?
I'll say both. I'll say both.
Repeat it again.
Is it better just to have your dad out of your life completely, kind of how he is for you?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it better to have your dad in your life, but in and out of your life for, like, he in your life for a minute, but then you go some years where he's just missing in action and he's just not there? Which one is better or worse?
Not having him in your life is worse. In and out is better, because at least you have some memory. besides no memory.
Would you agree with him?
I'm gonna swap my answers. I'm gonna
First
say
time you said both.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say having a father not being there, like not even knowing him at all, that's better. Having him in and out your life is like worse.
Oh, yeah, we
Because
both have that different experience.
You
I want to hear that.
You having a father like inside and outside your life, bruh, it's only gonna be like 2-3 times you hang out with this man, or it might be a month, or it might be the summer. The summer, boom, that's it. Wait a whole nother year, boom, summer again. Or it might not be the summer the next year. But if you don't know your dad at all, you kind of don't even think about him for real. You don't even ask your mom.
There you go.
Times, some people that don't know their dad, they mom asks them, hey, do you want to know your dad? Have you ever met your dad? You know what I'm saying? She might bring it up, but he might not even care about it.
Yo, Ma has asked me that question like out of the blue one time, and I caught on to it straight ahead. And she said, "Do you want to meet him?" No. And I was straight up facts like that.
How did she feel about that?
She was like,
Okay.
"Really? You sure?" Like, I'm positive. She asked me why, and I told her the same answer I just told you. I'm not for the chase after somebody I shouldn't have to be chasing.
I'm gonna give you a third perspective, which is my perspective, and my perspective is that I would want to meet my dad because I've never met him. Now, I don't know if I would want to have him in and out my life, but I do know that I would have liked to have met him.
Right.
You feel me? At least once and had a.
Yep.
So let me put it this. So I did have a conversation with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school. I think I was probably like 17, but that's I was being recruited all across the country for football and was getting ready to go to college, and so me and him talked one time, and I thought that I was just going to get an opportunity to come and see him, before I went transition to college. But the sad reality was that didn't work out. And then the other sad reality was when I was, I believe it was my sophomore year in college, I was on the football field, and I'll never forget, I seen because at this particular time I played at University of Louisville, and my mom lived in Missouri. And I'll never forget the time that I seen her walking across the field on the practice field. I'm like, what in the world is my mom doing? You know what I'm saying? Out here. It sound like something's definitely wrong.
Right.
So, long story short, man, yeah, she was walking out there to tell me that my dad had passed.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, she told my coach, and then my coach called me, Dean, come here. I came off the field. He's like, your mom need to talk to you. And I'm like, what you doing out here? What's up? And she's like, I came to tell you that your daddy passed. My first knee-jerk reaction was, okay, cool. Like, thanks for telling me, right?
Gotta go back.
And then no, for real. And then I went back to the huddle. I went right back to playing ball. I went right back to the huddle, waiting to get the next play. And my coach looked up and saw me, and he was like, Dean, because he knew what it was. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm ready for the next play. He came over. He's like, son, didn't your mom just talk to you? I said, yeah. He's like, son, go home. You done for the day. Take some time. I'm like, for what? But here's the thing. When my coach forced me off the football field to walk back to the locker room just to take some time, I started having the thoughts, and it set in like, damn, I ain't going to never see my daddy. And I ain't going to never get to know who he is. And then the sadness started to sit in because I was like, to your point, you want to see your dad right now. You would want to.
At least once.
But it set in that regardless of what I may ever want, it's not going to happen. Period. Not in this lifetime. And I had to settle with that. You feel me? And that was a tough deal, man. I cried. I got in the shower. When I got in the shower in the locker room, I was showering, and all of a sudden, tears. And I was double-minded because I was feeling the pain, but I'm like, damn, why am I crying? And it was like, because you love this man that you've never seen because he's a part of who you are, but you never will see him.
Ever.
Man.
That was my experience, man. And so it was heartbreaking for me. And I was upset with myself because I'm like, why am I having these feelings for a person whom I've never met, you feel me, and who I feel like doesn't care about me. And I was just in that shower, man, with that water hitting my face. I was just trying to reconcile, 17 years of not having a dad. I recognized places in my life where I felt like he could have been a benefit to me and helped me to become a man and understand some things and maybe even prevent me from getting into some of the things that I got into, because I was always seeking advice, but I was seeking advice from, the wrong people or what have you. But T'Ziah, you said that made you think. Like, what? Talk to me about that. How does that hit you?
It makes me think a little bit. So I might one day regret not going after, not meeting him at all. So since I know he's not going to, I should. But one day I will. But I'm just not gonna wait too long in it. But one day I'm gonna go meet him, because I already know where he is. That's the crazy part too.
Yeah,
I know where he is.
See, and that's the thing. So you know where he is.
Yeah, I know where he is.
Is it pride that won't let you reach out?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because you said yeah.
I feel like it is.
Because if it's pride, I'm gonna tell you
it's not a good thing to have.
If it's pride, man, I'm gonna tell you to put that aside. Like, for real. No, seriously, man. If it's pride, and well, first of all, let me ask this question: do you consider yourself to be a wise man?
Not wise enough.
Okay, fair enough. When you pray, always pray for wisdom. Always ask God to give you wisdom. Every day when I pray, I never miss a prayer without asking God to give me wisdom. Wisdom is the most important thing that God can give you besides his spirit, of course. But the reason I pose it like that, man, is because I want you to be wise. And a wise man recognizes the cost of what they're dealing with. And so I wasn't wise at 17, so I didn't count the cost of what it would be like. I could have reached out to my dad. I felt like it was his responsibility, but if he doesn't, I still got my own sense and my own mind, and I still got my own will and my own desire. You feel me? And I could have just allowed that to be the important thing, to be the paramount thing. You feel me? And I could have tried to do more to fulfill what I knew was a hole in my life. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So if that's the case, and you still have time, and you know where he's at, and you know his pride that's not allowing you to engage, you should go and you should engage him so that you can get closure for whatever it is that you need to get closure for in regards to your life. You going to meet your dad obviously is not about him, so there really is no pride that should be involved. You feel me? It's not for his benefit because he's already made his decision. You feel me? But it doesn't appear that your decision is final. You feel me? So that's a major problem. That's a big problem with people in general in America.
Yeah.
But it's also a problem, and I always make a lot of things specific to young black boys because that's the focus of our program. But there are so many young black boys who've lost out on things that are so vitally important to their development or to their growth, to the point that they allow pride to strip them of things that they need, necessities, things that are essential. It's essential to know who your daddy is, whether he's a jerk or not. That shouldn't be your focus. Your dad could be the worstest dude on the planet, but you still should know him.
Pride is a gift and a curse.
Say it again?
Pride is a gift and a curse.
It can be.
I would say it's a gift because it helps you through things. You know, you stand up for yourself. But the curse part for me is, I would say, being younger and having a father that goes in and out of your life. It kind of like it took like a big toll on me that like made a relationship with my mom not what it used to be. Like, just imagine a picture with me and my mom, and every time, you know, we get into it over pops, it's like a little cut in that picture. And when me and my mom, when we back cool, it's like a little sewing in that picture. But with me, when I was younger, I just went off of anything that I thought about. Anything that came up here just went off of that, straight off the bat. And with my father that, you know, came in and out of my life, I was just like, I don't want to do this with your mom. I want to do this with my dad. You know what I'm saying? I always would pick my dad over my mom, even though my mom's been there my entire life. And my dad's been there, chapters and picks and everything.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that kind of made me, you know, like regret doing. That's why when you asked that earlier, if it's better not to know him, or for me, I feel like if I didn't know him, it would have been better, because I wouldn't act on everything. I would be good with my mom. Me and my mom are great now. We're amazing. But back then, I just feel like that was kind of like a bump in the road that could have been easily avoided if I didn't just act on everything.
Yeah, so, you know, the flip side of that coin is that, you know, it's like a relationship of love.
Right.
You know, from the standpoint that, you know, if you in a relationship, and especially if you in love, you don't want to get your heart broke. You know what I'm saying? And you pretty much will do, if you ever have had your heart broke, you will do anything to not let that reoccur, because you don't want to be able to deal. You don't want to have to go through that anguish, that mental anguish. You don't want to have to feel that pain. You don't want to have to feel that disappointment, the betrayal, the mistrust, or what have you. You don't want to have to deal with the rebuilding. You feel me? Because when you get your heart broken, now all of a sudden it's like a building that's beautifully constructed and crafted.
Right.
And then you take a stick of dynamite to it, and it just comes down, and all the casualties that would happen in it, and all the things that would be destroyed, and ultimately you. And then it's like, okay, I got to try to rebuild this.
Right.
So I would rather not just keep revisiting the pain and the hurt, the pain of them coming in. Well, let's call it the joy of them coming in. Hey, daddy's back.
Right.
But then the heartbreak of, well, damn, daddy leaving again.
That's why I said I grew smarter of it.
Exactly, at different ages.
Right.
Because that can be trauma too. You can get trauma from that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you know, it's two sides to that. But I think at the end of the day, it's just that the pride thing, man, like the scripture says, you know, pride comes before the fall, and he says that God hates pride, actually. You feel me? And so I just don't want to see you guys and young men continue to miss out on the wholesomeness or the blessings that are stored up for you just because of pride, because pride can be self-sabotaging.
And if they have a big heart too.
Say again?
And if they have a big heart and they love, and they love hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. If you died tomorrow, you never got that taken care of. If he dies tomorrow, like in my case, you don't get the closure on that. But I was speaking with one of my attorneys, who's a good friend of mine today, and he was saying, "Hey, man, you can only control what you can control," and that's wisdom. Wisdom says that. You feel me? And so I'm saying that to you. You can only control what you can control. In this particular thing, you can control it. The keys are in your hand. You hold the key to what happens next. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know if it really resonated with you that is in your hands. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the question becomes, how many more keys do we have in our hands where we can control things? And when we refuse to take on the responsibility of controlling them. Have you ever considered that maybe the reason you have the pride is because you have something to hide, or maybe it's because of the hole that you have that you don't want him to see? How much pain or he's caused you? Have you ever considered that?
I have considered it,
Okay.
like how I would react. I've run a lot of simulations in my head about how I would react, but the truth is, I don't know how I would react.
And that's that X factor.
And
That's that missing element.
And I can't say T'Ziah has like had like major moments in his life, like major accomplishments, like graduating school, graduating colleges, getting a diploma here, getting a certificate here. The dad went there. With me, the one thing I feel like that ruined it for me was my graduation. My mom, I was being selfish on my graduation, man. I was being selfish on my graduation. Me and my mom got into an argument. It was over my dad. And when it was time for us to walk into the ceremony and everything and start it, I did not call my mom. I didn't call my dad either. I just went in there, gave a speech, cried during the speech, took the graduation. Seen my mom when the graduation was over. It was just that whole day was terrible because she didn't get to take no pictures. She ain't see me with the
none of that.
Whole
How you
day
feel about
just-
that now in hindsight?
I wish I could just go back.
Oh yeah,
If I'm being honest, I wish I could just go back.
and redo it.
It would be so much better. It would be so much better. And I feel like it would better their connection too.
Yeah, that's real, man. Do what you just keep in mind, man. Control what you can control. The things that you can't control, don't sweat them. But don't allow pride to rob you of things that you could have. I'll say this before we go to the break. Like another thing with me, man, while we on this family blended family subject, I just found out that my daddy had 12 kids.
Hey, yo.
Are you
Dead serious. I just found out that I got 12 brothers and sisters that I ain't never met.
You're not the only one, Mr. Dean.
I'm going to just leave it right there, bro. Come back to
you're
it.
not the
I
only
know
one,
I
Mr.
shook
Dean.
y'all up
Oh,
with that. I shook y'all up with that, man. Yeah. I just found out that I got 12 brothers and sisters. So
That's tough.
imagine how I feel right now knowing that I got brothers and sisters out there that I've never met.
Did you meet them?
We'll talk about it in a minute. It's your man, Mr. Dean. I'm sitting at the dinner table. I invited, some family over to my house this weekend because I just felt like cooking. I don't know why. I just felt like cooking.
Can I get a plate?
You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what you cooking.
Yeah, so I just felt like cooking, so I just invited, some family over. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just cook for y'all,
Right.
And I'm sitting there with my mom and my brother,
Man.
older brother, and I'm sitting at the table. And I don't know how we got on the subject, man. Oh, I brought it up. I said one of my cousins said that he ran into one of my father's kids who wanted to know about me. And so he was trying to find out if he could give him my information. I'm like, cool, no problem. So he had asked me, had they reached out to you yet? And I said, no, I'm still waiting. So I'm sitting there, and I said, and I just happened to ask out of the blue. I told my mom, I said, hey, listen, I got I said some of my dad's kids reached out to me, and they trying to find out, if I was your son, they trying to get to know me and this, that, and the other. And I'm trying to figure out, hey, do I even want to engage? Yeah, obviously I'd have lived a whole life not knowing.
Right.
And she's like, oh, they reached out? Yeah, okay, good. I'm like, she's like, oh, you got a lot of brothers and sisters.
Yeah, but like, how?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a piece of cake on the counter for you over there. Go on and get it.
Oh, hell no.
It's like, wait a minute. I got 12. So she said, you got a lot of brothers. I said, how many I got?
Yeah, that's the question.
Oh, you got 12.
12 and 12? Like 12 boys and 12 girls?
Just a total of 12.
Jesus.
I don't even know how many brothers and how many sisters.
It's
We
probably
start
gonna
talking
be
about these blended
60-40.
families.
It's probably going to be 60-40.
But then my older brother starts talking. Like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, bruh.
You knew this whole time.
And then you ain't said nothing.
That's a swing.
You feel me? So now in my mind, I'm trying to figure all this out. Like, do I engage? Do I not engage? I'm assessing my life as it is right now. This, that, and the other. And so, but I'm going to meet them because I owe it to myself to meet them. But that's going to be a serious shift.
That's gonna be like the longest day
It's going to be a
you
serious
ever had.
shift.
That is.
I promise you, if I was as busy as you, sir, I would have canceled out everything that day. I promise you, I would have been bonded. Speaking on lost siblings,
right?
Carii, I ain't tell you this before, bro, because I ain't know how.
Your pops got kids?
Yeah.
How many?
I got three more brothers and one sister.
I got like,
and I've only been
5.
texting. I've only texted one of the brothers.
5 sisters and 9
that was
brothers.
like years ago, and we stopped talking.
5 sisters and 9 brothers.
That's 14.
5 sisters and 9 brothers. No. 5 sisters, 9 brothers. How much is that?
That's still 14.
That's 14? Oh, well, pivot ain't easy, I guess.
No, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm sorry. They ain't no way.
Why didn't you tell him?
Huh?
Why didn't you tell him?
How you supposed to tell somebody that you got siblings?
You just told him on here. You told him live on air.
Because this was like a good point to tell him. Because there's never been any other time to tell him.
I mean,
or like any other time to talk about it.
But go deeper. Why you choose to tell him? Period,
bro.
Like, why you hold it and then choose to tell him? Like,
oh God,
because I've never been held in that position before. I was like finding out I got some other siblings. Like I should have told my brother because we're that close.
But why didn't you?
Because I was nervous.
He's okay. He's a turtle.
You were nervous.
Yeah.
So what?
And going up into find out I have other siblings is like I don't know. It's like at that time I wanted to tell them. At a couple times we were, but then there were days where it just.
Did you feel like he wasn't gonna be able to handle it? He wasn't gonna like it. Like
he
what was the
would
fear
have been
factor?
able to handle it.
So was there a fear factor?
It was me. I was scared because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
How you feel about what he just told you, bro?
I mean, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got more siblings. You know, but they're not like me. You know, obviously. I mean, if you wanted to tell me now, it still would have been a good time. Like either time, you know what I'm saying? I would have just been like, oh, that's cool. That's fire.
And now that you've told him,
right,
and it's off your chest, how do you feel about it?
That was a forgotten memory, but still now this subject's being brought up, and I just told him I felt.
Yeah, my brother do that sometimes. He'll just remember it.
Yeah, I'll forget there'll be things that I've forgotten, or things that like it'll be certain events or places we'll go, and like something that'll happen that will make me remember that I was supposed to tell somebody that I was supposed to do it. But
let me take it a little bit deeper. Let me go here. Mm-hmm. Considering that you guys had different dads,
right?
Do either you guys ever feel or believe that you got treated differently by your mom, and that you guys, you know, maybe one or the other was treated unfairly or whatever?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Wait. What'd you say?
Hell yeah, I did. Hell yeah, I did. Oh man. Ooh, I did.
Oh my God,
man. I'm talking about not being able to go to a public school. I got to go to a private school. Can't wear different shoes. I got to wear one color shoes. Got to wear uniforms and shirts. He get clothes. He get different shoes. I get like one pair of shoes, 2 pair of shoes. He like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Because when I wear my shoes, they after a whole year they still look fresh as they came out the box. Yours are like you've been playing, you've been fighting you've been fighting Vegeta with them shoes.
But how does that equate to y'all having different daddies and you being treated differently?
My dad ain't bought me no shoes either.
Oh, his daddy. Oh, your daddy bought. Well, his daddy ain't buy that stuff for him.
His dad. Okay. You right.
He ain't bought
because his daddy wasn't even there.
You right. Mine
have bought you 2 pair of shoes and 1 hat.
I can't say I would.
And like his dad gave him like some money too. But like there have been times I was like, where my money at? But then I was
exactly.
Like,
and the one thing
that's my money at. But like me, I'm not a beggar. But for me though, I'm not.
Okay, you perfect now.
I'm sorry. For me back then, right now I will tell you I was not a beggar. I cannot stand asking
be a beggar
people
to expect that though, man. Because when you're kids, first of all, this is how it was for me, and it's been like that for a lot of kids, man. Like you when you're a kid and you get something from a parent, it's like from one of the parents. As a kid, you expect to get it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like me and my brother, we got different dads. You feel me? Like my older brother Titus, you know, me and his dad is different. But I do remember when I was a kid, if Titus' dad did give him something, he would give me something. Yeah. And I would expect for him to give me something.
Yeah, but then
Compensation.
there was times when I asked Takesa's dad about what my money, he said he ain't got nothing for me. And my brother left me like, I got you. My brother gave me $40 when his dad gave him like 200 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But $40 was cool because to be honest, I ain't really. Only thing I wanted was like a couple video games and like some food. That was it.
Man.
But I was still cool because I'm a very easy person when it comes to like things. Like when it comes to like a lot of things like food, clothes, like any like men's stuff or anything like that. I'm not all too picky about it. But as long as it's like something that I like, or if you surprise me with something that's colorful, I don't care. I'll find something to match with it, with some like some clothes and stuff or some shoes. I'll be thankful for it and I'll keep it.
Yeah.
What would you say to your brother about his relationship with his dad that you witnessed with them? And then what would you say to your brother about him not having a dad?
I go first?
You go first. You go
I kind of
first.
hate mine. I kind of hate mine just a little bit.
You go first.
I hate it just a little bit.
I will say, with his dad, like I knew that I feel like he should have listened to mom in the first place.
Say it again.
I said I feel like he should have listened to mom in the first place when she kept telling him about what kind of dad his is.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he should have listened first. But I know as we grow up, we don't always listen to our parents.
Mm-hmm.
We have to learn for ourselves. So before we run, we gotta walk first. But since he wanted to sprint and run head first into stuff,
And I
he had
feel
to
like
learn
it
for
took. I feel like it took a toll on me for real.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
especially did. But
Took a
he
major toll.
learned. He learned about it after he got the realization. After he got the realization, I talked to him about it, and he understood. Even though it took a little while for him to understand,
Mm-hmm.
I got him through it.
Okay. You go ahead.
Go see your daddy. Tripping. What's him? If you want me to be honest, it's not gonna be hard. I mean,
You tripping?
you can just go and see him. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Probably go with him somewhere out to eat or something like that, or just have a conversation at his crib. You know what I'm saying? Ask the questions that you want to ask. Even the ones that are uncomfortable for you, bro. You can still ask him and get to know your answer. It's not, it's never gonna be a bad answer. He's just gonna be honest.
It's gonna be an answer. But
both of y'all grown.
yeah,
Both of y'all are men. You know what I'm saying? Two men can sit down, have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? If he has an opinion about something, cool. But if the questions that you ask him and his answer like rubs off you a wrong way or something like that, all right, cool. Now I know you here and you, all right, I'm gonna go back to doing what I'm doing.
okay.
Simple as that. It can never be a bad outcome. It can never be a bad outcome. Meeting him, yes, that's good. But if you want to be honest, that's always going to be your first step. That's always going to be your first step. Is meeting him, seeing him, what he is, what he does, all that.
I don't think I hear what you're saying. I hear
gonna be
what you're
tough.
saying though. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be a whole different experience for me. But I don't know if
I just want to call him daddy.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. The way you just said it, no.
Like,
but But I don't know. I'm gonna think on it.
Yeah, think on it, man. Think on it and pray on it. I encourage you to do it.
I'm definitely praying on it.
Because like you said, you are grown now. I will say to you, just a little bit of wisdom that I can give you is that although, both of you are grown, there's still going to be a difference in how power is exhibited between the two of you.
Right.
Because typically parents have power over their kids, whether it's warranted or unwarranted, whether they want it or not. That's just the dynamic, because you got to realize the other person is the one that brought you into the world and allowed you to exist. So there's always that dynamic that whether they're there or not, you wouldn't be here without them. So that's a power thing that is indirect, that will always exist. But you can control that power dynamic too. And I think that's one of the things that you might be concerned about when you say you don't know how you're going to react, you don't know how you're going to respond. And I respect that. But just understand that at the end of the day, you still have the control, because at any given point, regardless of what you feel or how you may react, you still have the option to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And you already have a life that you've built that you can return to.
Right.
But you can also return to that life with more information, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent information.
Mm-hmm.
But it's information that you can get.
Mm.
You feel me? And if you trust God the way you really say you trust God, regardless of what your experience may be, when you walk away from that situation, you just put it back on God to help you deal with it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
There you go. It's your man, Mr. Dean. You listen to the Man Up Club Presents on Holy Culture Radio, Channel 140. Catch up with us every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central. If you want to support the Man Up Club, feel free to hit us up on our website at themanupclub.org. Once again, that's themanupclub.org. Or you can follow us on IG. Be sure to do that at themanupclub.mn. It's your man, Mr. Dean, a.k.a. Cross, and we out.